Hey, Sanborn community, it's Brian Stack, principal at the high school, and I just wanted to talk to you for a couple of minutes about some of the recent decisions that you've seen being made by our school district in terms of the fall. And I want you to recognize, first of all, this is a decision that has not been easy for any of us to come to, and it's a decision that's going to take an awful lot more planning and forethought in the coming weeks before we have final plans ready to go. As you probably heard last night at our school board meeting, after much consideration and debate amongst the school board and comments from folks who were in attendance, the school board did make a decision to use a remote learning model for the fall to start, and they're going to reevaluate things by mid-October and take a look at how the situation has developed and see what adjustments that we need to make. This is not an easy decision, and I have to be honest with you, I'm very dismayed by some of the comments that I've seen on social media, seemingly trying to place blame on this decision on one group or another. I'm seeing blame being placed on teachers, blame getting placed on administrators, on others in the community that people think are overreacting about the pandemic. Look, I gotta be honest with you folks. I've been in this community for 15 years. I live in this community. My children and my wife are in this community. We see it every day. We see people who are very much opinionated on this topic on both sides of this equation. And from my seat, I fielded for weeks on end calls from people, calls at one end of the spectrum, scared about what the fall was going to bring. These are coming from parents, students, teachers, and others, scared about what the fall would bring if we go back to school. I was taking as many calls from people scared about what would happen if we didn't go back to school. We need to understand this was a no-win situation in our community. For weeks, people close to me know I've been calling this an unsolvable problem because there's no solution that we can arrive at that's going to appease everybody and work for everybody. But I want you to all know that we're listening. We understand the demands being placed on folks as a result of the decisions being made at the schools. And I want you to know we're going to be reflective and we're going to do what we can to make the best of the situation, to pivot when we need to pivot, to make adjustments when we need to adjust. We're already talking in my building about what remote learning needs to look like in the fall, learning from what it looked like in the spring. And I know that we have room to improve. Our teachers know that. We have some amazing teachers in this district. And as a community, we need to recognize the fact that some of our staff have been with us through thick and thin, good times and bad, and they've stayed the course because they love our community, they love our children in the community. They want the best for them, just like you do. And for those of you out there who are looking to place blame, please, I beg of you, don't. We have a much larger situation on our hands than we've even scratched the surface to imagine. This is going to be something written into the history books for years to come in our country that has to be unpacked and dissected. And I'm not making political statements. I'm not looking to take sides on any of these issues. I'm being cognizant that there are valid concerns on all sides. All I'm asking for in the community is that we rally together and we keep working towards what we're all here for, which is a better life for our kids. Thanks for listening, guys. We are going to have additional information forthcoming on our remote learning plans and other plans in the coming weeks. Thank you, everybody.